your girl Nessa. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing a tutorial on this beautiful wig that I dyed myself. I'm not a hair colorist. I do this because I cannot pay $300 for hair and then pay another $300 for coloration. So we are doing it ourselves. So what I did basically is I dyed the front blonde, well, ash blonde, and the back is supposed to be brown. The ends are ash brown as well, but honestly, like, I'm in love with my hair. This wasn't easy. Like, at some part I was just like I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it.
I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it.
It was just so like challenging. Now girl, if you're watching this video and you think you're gonna be able to do this in one day, you're wrong. It took me about 3 days to do everything. I bleached the hair twice. Well, I'm not gonna tell you. You're gonna watch this video. Okay, you guys, for this hair transformation, you're gonna need 2 boxes of BW2 bleach with 40 developer, gloves, T-pins, scrunchies, a bowl to mix it all, scissors, and shimmer light conditioner, and some foil. Let's get to bleaching now. For every cup of bleach, you want to add 2 cups of developer. Now, I've been bleaching hair for years, so I usually eyeball it, but you want a very liquid texture because we have a lot of hair to go through today. When you're doing this at home, make sure you're protecting your furniture, your floor, and your clothes. Make sure you're wearing clothes you don't care about because it can get very messy and bleach stains clothes, as everybody know. Also, make sure you put your gloves on. Before I start bleaching the hair, I separated it in different sections. The back of the hair is in 5 different sections just to make it easier to bleach. But as for the front, it's separated in 4 sections. So the 2 strands in the front, I want them to be as light as possible because that's where we're going to apply the ash blonde dye. I want the ash blonde dye to start a bit higher on the sides to create a look. Now, if you don't quite get what I mean, it's not a problem. We're going to come back to this. I'm starting with the 2 strands in the front in order for them to be as light as possible since they're going to be ash blonde, and I'm using foil to speed up the bleaching process and also to avoid staining anything that's not supposed to get bleach on. I separated the sides from the back because I want the ash blonde to start higher on those parts to create dimension. If I have to do this again, one thing I would do differently is that I would put way more bleach when bleaching it, especially the back of the hair. I noticed that later that it wasn't bleached evenly. Another thing that I would do differently, I wouldn't go as high as I did in the video. As for the bleach, I would leave a good 3 inch of black hair and only bleach the rest. Even though I've been doing colors for myself for years, I'm still not a professional, and you might see me do something in this video and you wouldn't have done it like that. You would have done it differently. Well, when you recreate this look, feel free to add your own twist. This is hair coloration ghetto edition, okay? We're making it work. We're finding ways to do things that other people do or other people pay for. So that's why it might be a little different, okay? You know, we have that saying in French, toutes les routes mènent à Rome. Well, that also applies to hair coloration, which means all roads leads to Rome. It took me about 20 minutes to bleach everything. Now, I went back to check my foils just to make sure that my bleach wasn't getting too dry, because when you're working with bleach, you gotta go fast because it starts coloring, as you can see in this video. We don't want any missing spots, so I'm going back to my foils to check if the bleach is not becoming too dry, because the process time slows down when that happens. So I'm adding more bleach to it and really massaging it into the hair so it bleach evenly. Now make sure you rinse your hair correctly and get all the bleach out. You don't want any bleach to be staying on your hair, and make sure you rinse it off with a conditioner because this is round number 1. Your hair needs some conditioner, okay? Show it some love. So I let it hair dry to the next morning, and I had this like yellow orangey not cute hair to work with. So we're gonna do the same process again. We're gonna bleach this hair 2 times. Now The first round, I only left it for like 25 minutes once I was done applying it to the whole hair, because I was a little bit scared. I didn't want to fry my hair. And also, we're doing a very light color. Guys, we're going for hash blonde. So our hair has to be as light as possible without damaging it. As you can see in this clip, I'm working with a spray bottle of water just to make sure that I'm not working with dry hair. On this part of the process, you still want to move quickly, but it's still a lot easier than what we were doing before. So yeah, guys, I'm excited. This gonna look good, hey? And honestly, to motivate you, I must say round 2 of bleaching is a lot easier than round 1. You're almost done, sweetie, and you're doing amazing. And once I was done, I let it sit for about 25 minutes, not more, not less, because at this point, I was really scared that my hair was just gonna fall off when I was rinsing the bleach. Like, a bitch was scared, okay? So, yeah, you did it. Round 2 complete. After that, I rinse it with shampoo and conditioner. And once you're done, honey, you are now done with bleaching. You can put the bleach away. Let's get to coloring. For the hash blonde dye, I'm using Garnier Ash Blonde number 81. I'm also using Garnier Brown Black number 20 for my roots because I want my roots to stay dark. I got 2 boxes of Garnier 303 Ebony Brown. And I was scared to not have enough, so I bought an extra box of Revlon Light Brown 41. Make sure you separate your hair just like this so you know where you're going to apply your ash blonde and your black. So I'm mixing all 3 of my brown boxes, and I'm keeping my black brown and my ash blonde in their separate bottle. Now, I would strongly advise to identify your ash blonde and your dark brown in order to avoid dyeing parts that are supposed to be ash blonde, brown, black, because there's no way you're coming from that. I started by dyeing my baby hair black because I didn't want them to be ash blonde. And as you can see, I'm still using foil because we're working with 2 different colors. So we want to make sure that what we did dye ash blonde stays ash blonde. I started applying the brown black on the roots. Then I applied the ash blonde through the ends. Now you really need to be careful because you're working with 2 extremes. So I would advise to start with a darker color, then you wipe your hands or even change your gloves, and then finish with your fingers with the light dye. And on to the next side. Now this is a video that is really sped up, so it might look like this is easy, but honestly, like a couple of times I grabbed the ash blonde bottles instead of the brown black. So I would, advise to just really be careful and take your time. Like, you're not working with bleach, you're working with dye, so you're not in no rush. Make sure you're really digging in and getting that dye everywhere. I really mean it, like bottom, top, front, and left. I know this seems like a lot, but the more you repeat the process, the more it becomes like a second nature to your brain. You will be fine, girl. You got this. Also, make sure you're covering all the orange spot that you see with dye. Don't be afraid to customize it to your liking. I did it that way, but you can also do it how you want it. I work from top to bottom when it comes to the back because it's so much easier that way. I spread brown dye all over the orange hair and then add the ash blonde to the tips with my clean hands. I even use a hairbrush to make sure that it's really getting in there, and then I take the brown and cover everything that is orange. Once that's done, I'm gonna take my brush and make sure to blend that brown with the ash blonde, and also make sure that it went through all the hair, because you don't want to have no orange pieces left. And guys, excuse my braids, I'm so sorry. This was day 2 or day 3. I was, you know, over it. So if you see my little gel braids, don't mind them. It's very simple, you guys. Just keep working layers by layers until you reach the top, and that's it. Wraps it up with the foil and you are good. I just washed out the dye, and I did use purple shampoo to wash it. I don't know why I didn't record that, but look at this color. I can't believe I did this. I'm so proud of myself. So I actually did this color and recorded it the day before my friend's birthday. So I didn't record the outro when the hair was fresh, but a week later. I did make sure to wash the hair again and make sure I record the outro. But before we get to that, guys, help me out in the comments. How should we name her? Because she is fierce. She's giving what she's supposed to give, and that's on period. Thank you so much for watching my video, you guys. See you on the next one. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Like, you're here. Just subscribe. You watched this whole video for what? For what? What was the reason?
What was the reason? What was the reason?
Subscribe. See you soon.